Valley Spotlight, we continue with our at-home edition as we're still trying to deal with this COVID-19 pandemic. Somehow, some way, we will get through it, and I have a feeling there is light at the end of the tunnel. But for now, we wanted to bring you folks at home today a look at our top stories, our top rated and most watched stories that we've done over the past 3 years. And it was hard to figure out which ones those were between YouTube and Facebook and of course right here on television. So we did the best that we could, and Mike and I have so many that we wish we could share, but the show is only an hour long still, but you never know in 2021. We have so many to get to. Oh gosh, one of my favorite places to eat, Lulu Beans Cafe in Sharon, Pennsylvania, a big one. One of the best places that our team has ever bought produce, Scarpace's Farmers Market, and Mike Case, the #1 story all about one of my favorite things to eat, hot dogs. So I'll send it over to you, okay, buddy?
Hey, thank you, Lauren. I have been cooped up too long. So instead of doing this at home for the Extreme Home Edition, I've decided to do it at work here at the Grand Resort and sit in this wonderful Grand Cigar Lounge and Store. And if you've never been to the Grand Resort, you need to come out. It's open to the local community, so you can take advantage of the cigar lounge. You can take advantage of the wine cellar, which is a wonderful place to enjoy wines and taste things you've never tasted before. You can enjoy the spa and salon, which is downstairs from here, and enjoy some of the restaurants with some of the best views that you'll ever see. When you're sitting in here, you'll think to yourself, am I in Warren, Ohio? And then you'll say, no, I feel like I'm in Las Vegas or something like that. So come out and join us. If you have any questions about it, feel free to get a hold of me and I'll take you on a tour. We have an awesome membership special going on right now. And we can talk more about what Avalon and the country club atmosphere can do for you. But anyway, let's get back to the show, which is the most important thing today, and our best of and most watched videos. I started this one called the Hot Dog Shop. Now, I had never been to the hot dog shop in Warren. Of course, I've heard of it, just like everyone else, and I didn't know it was such a big deal. And I found it fun that sometimes people can't find their relatives after they come into town because they're at the hot dog shop. So I went there for the first time to find out more about it, to find out what made it so great and what made people keep coming back.
I think it's because people grew up, it's the nostalgia of the place, and people grew up on this and it brings them back to their childhood. I hear a lot of those stories.
Underneath the spinning hot dog in the sky rests the hot dog shop in Warren, a staple in this community since 1946. Its iconic menu, the same great service, and many of the same people for decades.
And you worked here for how long?
12 years.
12 years.
Over 30 years.
Since
1983.
You know, when I first started, it was all guys.
Yeah.
So it was just a guy thing, and then women stepped aboard in 72.
All those years, all the people, and all the crazy stories.
You get all kind of odd suggestions. You know, we had done funerals. You know, who thinks at the hot dog shop you can serve hot dog shops at a wedding or a funeral?
Not too many restaurants have weddings and funerals. Heck, not too many restaurants stay in business over 70 years. So why so long? There are many opinions, and all of them are spot on.
Probably just all with the customer service. Got a big, good group of workers. You know, food's fresh every day. It's just an excellent place.
The memories, they said this is the same tasting since I was a kid.
The chili dogs, I said they're famous for their sauce, and that's what they've been known for.
Ah, yes, the world-famous Coney sauce.
Is there a special recipe?
There is, locked under key somewhere.
That's a secret recipe. Nobody knows about it. Everybody claims they know how to make it, but...
Oh, it's a good flavor. I mean, people that come, there's people that come from, you know, other states and stuff, you know, that love it.
All right, what's in the Coney sauce?
I can't give you that recipe.
Well, I tried, and then I tried it myself. As advertised. So good. Just one of the reasons people come back over and over again, especially when folks come home to Warren for the holidays.
Get off that airplane, they come right to the hot dog shop. It's good stories. Yeah, it's fun to hear.
Do families ever lose track of them?
They come here before they go to the families. Sometimes the families meet them here.
A year goes by and they're like, we get you every time. And I'm like, I'm glad. Was I good?
Yeah. What happens then when people come home from the holidays?
They say, we stop here before we even see our own family. And then we're here tomorrow and the next day until they leave.
We have a line out the door, and people will wait. They'll wait because they're like Stella said, they come here before they even go see their relatives, and then they come back again with the relatives. It's funny, and then they have to stop back again before they leave, or they're taking sauce with them to take back. So it's pretty amazing.
An amazing place with amazing people, serving up great food and memories that last a lifetime. When you go back, because you always do, this group will be waiting for you.
All these years, it's, people, they already know what they want when they come in here. You don't even have to ask, because it's like, and I know people's orders by heart. It's like, it's heartwarming. It's heartwarming to hear that.
Okay, I'm a believer. What a wonderful place, what wonderful people I got to meet there. And of course, the food is fantastic. And try the cherry pop. If you haven't had the cherry pop, try the cherry pop. It really is good. All right, here's a gal that loves herself some hot dogs and chili dogs and things like that. Let's send it over to Lauren and see what's going on with her.
Yeah, Mike, those are some good hot dogs since we're almost at 100,000 views online alone. I think that one obviously set the world by storm. Way back when we first started this entire Vision of Valley Spotlight, we worked in downtown Warren, off the beaten path, and there's a place called Scarpace's Produce, and if you've never been there, wait till you see how they still do business this many years later.
Scarpace's has proven family and business mixed together like peas and carrots, and peppers, and strawberries, and nectarines, and pretty much any produce you can think of. It's a family business that continues to thrive season after season. Larry Scarpace and his wife Kathy continue the family legacy.
Larry's grandparents had a place called the Market House. We still have customers, elderly customers that remember the Market House. And Larry's third generation, over 100 years with this family business. And they've moved numerous places. There was a big fire at the Market House way long time ago when his grandparents were there. And his father moved to this location, I don't know, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, I'm not even sure. And we've taken it from there.
Well, I remember hearing stories about my dad was the youngest of 10 children. My grandparents owned the arcade downtown, or were involved in the arcade, or so better known as the Market House. Being the youngest of 10, the whole family worked at that time, and they used to bring him down, and he slept in a banana box, which was an old wooden crate with some shredded newspaper in it. And that's how he got his start.
Larry has spent his life learning and growing this business. His father planted the seed early.
I always took a big interest in it, and when I was old enough to start working with my dad, I really would rather have worked with him than go to school or anything else. So anytime I had the opportunity, that's what I did. I worked with him. Of course, naturally, he made me go to school, but whenever I did have that opportunity, that's what I would do. I would ride with him to the market. I would do whatever he did, I would follow him.
And the Scarpace family continues to do business almost in the exact same way that it was done decades ago. Each wholesale customer has their own notebook with order history and prices. And of course, the computer and phone have helped a bit over the years.
70-count potatoes are $23.75 a case. And we also have Redskins that are $24.50, 50-pound bag, new crop from Florida.
Joe Lipitor's mother was a Scarpace. At the age of 87, he still helps keep the books to keep their customers happy.
You got to get up in the morning. You got to be disciplined. Who wants to get up when you're my age at 5 o'clock in the morning and get down here at 6:30? Huh? So, but I guess it's in your blood produce business gets in your blood and you got to do it.
With over 80 wholesale produce customers and the retail store located off North Park in Warren, this family will continue to sell the best of the best because they only buy from the best of the best.
Well, as far as people that I purchase from, I grew up with most of them. When my dad was on the market, and back in those days you went to the market every day and you walked what they called the street, and you chose whatever fruits and vegetables you wanted to buy, from who you wanted to buy them from, and then you haul them home. It's changed somewhat since then, but mostly my father dealt with their father. Now I deal with them. In other words, they're my age, a little younger, a little older, but we're all in the same generation and we do business.
Oh, we can all look forward to summer days and spring days ahead. I will say on a personal note, their blueberries and their kiwis, we just go crazy for them. If you're wondering where they are, they're on North Park Road, right off of the beaten path near downtown Warren. So stay with us, more Valley Spotlight to come. Please don't move a muscle.
Well, 72 years is a long time for anyone. It used to be that you were old at 72, but not anymore. You know, we're just coming into a new age of regrowth for Ducut, and we're very proud to have been supporting the Valley and all of our customers for 72 years. It's a true testament to our customers having the faith that they have had in us for 72 years.
So let yourself go to Ducut. Let yourself go to Ducut.
Hey, welcome back to Valley Spotlight. I'm Mike Case here at the Grand Lounge and Cigar Store, which is located inside the Grand Resort, open to the community. We do some really fun things. I guess the special's going on right now, Monday through Thursday, I think. We have a soup and salad combo for lunch. And we're going to do some fantastic things for the month of February, whether it's Valentine's Day, we have some great packages available, or also Mardi Gras is a couple days after Valentine's Day too. So you want to come here and check it out. And if you want to watch the game on TV, great place to do it. Plus we have some really good wing specials too. But anyway, back to our best of, and Mark Canzonet and I always have this little battle. There were certain things I don't like, but he ends up changing my mind. One of those items is beets. But he pulled it off and made me like beets and this beet carpaccio. Back here at the wonderfully decorated Bistro 1907. I like our new locale.
I know, I love it. You know, being part of historic downtown Youngstown and part of the DoubleTree by Hilton is just fantastic.
It's been good. All right, little snippet into the world of Mike Case.
Yes.
I don't like beets.
I know.
I've never liked beets. Always when they come on the salad, I hate that purple juice that comes out. I give it to my dad.
Have you ever seen beets like this?
No, I've never seen a beet.
This is what a beet looks like. It doesn't come in a little can.
No.
But it comes fresh out of the earth.
But then I tried your beets.
And then you liked them.
I liked a beet. Finally, I liked the beet. It was like a light shine down on me.
So we have these great beets, again from Molnar Farms. They were just picked. Talked to Rick yesterday. And this is one of the early summer crops.
And this is called, on the menu, it's beef carpaccio?
Beet carpaccio.
Beet carpaccio.
Yeah, so we're just going to take off the beet greens, and you can use those. You can saute those down. They're a little bit bitter, but if you saute them down with a little bit of like balsamic vinegar and olive oil and garlic, they're fantastic.
Okay.
So we're just going to trim these up a little bit. Take off that stem right there. Trim these down just a bit, but then we have to clean them really, really well.
Right, because they're in the ground.
They're in the ground.
That's why I don't understand people that eat the outside of the potato.
I love the outside of the potato. It's my favorite part.
And everything.
Yes.
Potato skins.
Exactly. So now we're just going to, take your towel, Mike, if you could help me, and we just want to wash those off real quick. And you can see all the dirt that's coming off.
This is like when your golf ball's on the green and you want to pick it up.
Well, there should be a beet washing machine. That would be very nice.
There should be. Because the one like on the golf course.
Exactly. So we're just going to wash these off real quick. Now we're going to take them. We want to drizzle them with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil.
And what are we going to do with them?
We're going to roast these.
We're going to roast them.
We're going to season them liberally with some salt. Again, some of that great Telecherry peppercorn. Just like that. And now we're going to wrap them individually. Because we want to kind of like bake them, but steam them at the same time. Okay. So we're going to make these little pockets for them to steam inside of the oven. And you don't have to go crazy. Here we go.
That's foil stuff.
Foil stuff.
What if there's a hole in the foil? Are we
That's
all right
okay.
with that?
We're okay. Take these, put them in the oven, 350 degrees for about 35 to 40 minutes.
Okay.
And then we're going to come back and we're going to show you how to peel them and make the carpaccio.
When you cook them in the oven, as opposed to cooking them elsewhere, does it do something special?
It condenses the flavors. So if we boiled the beet, that leaches the flavor out. Okay. Now we're forcing the flavor to stay in.
Okay. And then when they come out, they're going to look like that, right?
Yes, they are.
That's a little teaser. We'll take a little break, come back, we'll talk about the beets, and then I guess we're going to probably put something on top, right?
Yes, we are.
Some sort of sauce.
There's going to be a vinaigrette.
French love sauce,
a citronette, actually.
A citronette when we come back.
All right.
No hot water? Call A to Z Dependable Services. Our fully stocked rapid response water heater specialist will get you back in hot water in no time. A to Z is the only call you need to make.
Heels is the low-cost living, anti-inflation department store.
Shop Hills in the Liberty, Lincoln Knowles, and Boardman Plaza, Youngstown, and the Ridgeview Plaza in Warren, and the Hills location in Champion, all open 10 till 10 daily.
Hi, I'm Barbara Corcoran. I'm constantly asked by news sources how to best navigate today's real estate market. I call the brightest agents in the business to get their input. Hi, Kelly. What's going on in the Mahoney Valley area?
Hi, Barbara. The market in the Mahoning Valley has remained strong.
I'm so happy to hear that.
Sellers are enjoying the safety of the Guaranteed Sold program, and buyers and sellers love the 3D tour and the free moving truck.
Get the best advice from my friend Kelly Warren. Go to kellysoldit.com. Be safe and smart.
So Mike, they're roasted.
They're roasted. These, when we last left, these went into the oven, these little foily pockets of goodness, and there are beets inside, and now we're going to finish them
Yeah, and when they come out, they look like this. They look like little shriveled dinosaur eggs. And they're really easy to peel. You just want to take and start to remove the skin just like this and peel them off.
And once you get down to the purple part,
and then once you get down to the purple part, but look at how beautiful the color is on this. Now we have the beautiful beet right here. And we are going to make some carpaccio. But first, we are going to make the citronette. A citronette is nothing more than a vinaigrette made with citrus juice.
Okay.
So with this, we're going to use oranges. Because oranges and beets go perfectly.
There you go.
So we're going to take this beautiful tool called a microplaner, and we're just going to zest off the outside. Because underneath of that beautiful zest that has all the essential oils.
Yeah, there you go. Let's try that. There you go. Just like that.
Amazing. Has all the flavor. Actually, the zest of one fruit is worth the juice of two. So it's that much more compact in flavor. Much more concentrated in flavor. So we take that, we're going to cut this in half.
Is a beet a fruit or a vegetable?
It's a vegetable. Tomato's a fruit.
That's what I heard.
But beet is a vegetable. And we're just going to squeeze all that beautiful juice. We have that zest. Now we're going to add a pinch of salt, because salt, orange juice, and olive oil are like a match made in heaven. We're going to use that beautiful California extra virgin olive oil, just like that. Some cracked black pepper, fresh ground, telecherry pepper.
And what is telecherry again?
Telecherry is a very bright floral peppercorn from India.
Tastes about the same?
No, it's a lot more pepperier in flavor, but not as hot. Okay. A little bit more mild. So we just kind of whisk that together and make it happy. We're going to pull that off to the side.
Wait, can we show it first?
Sure.
Want to show it real quick?
Yeah.
Let's show what it looks like.
Isn't that beautiful? It just says summer and sun.
No, that does look good. Okay, very good.
Now we're going to take a plate. We're going to grab a beet, and I'm going to do this because I don't want you to take a piece out of your finger.
Oh, I've seen it happen.
This is called a Japanese Baronreiner. Okay. And you can use a knife if you have to. But now we're just going to make very thin slices of the beets. It's kind of like a little guillotine.
It's like those guys at the sub shop that do it with the salami.
Yeah, exactly. So we just want to make very thin slices, hence the word carpaccio.
Is that what it means?
Yes.
Thin slices?
Yep. And we're going to take those beautiful thin slices of beet, and we're just going to layer them around the plate, because we eat with our eyes. You want to do it in a circular pattern.
Even my eyes are a little bit heavy.
Are they a little bit heavy?
A lot of eating, yeah.
No, you don't, Mike. Okay. How's the golf game so far this year?
It's rotten.
It's rotten?
You had to bring that up?
Well, you know, sometimes we do. We're going to take these beautiful microgreens from Lamppost Farms. Okay, we're going to take that wonderful citronette, that orange citronette, go right around the outside.
And now these are already cooked. We're ready to go.
We're ready to go. You can take those, you can pickle those now, you can do whatever you want to. Okay. So again, a little vegan nut cheese.
This is different than the other cheese?
This is different than the other cheese. Okay. This is a vegan feta cheese.
Okay.
So feta, beets, oranges go really, really well together. And again, we're going to go with those pepitas because I like the crunch on top of that and the saltiness of the pepitas with the beets. And Mike, there we have beet carpaccio, only at Bistro 1907.
How do you get vegan cheese, by the way?
You have to order it special.
You have to know the vegan cheese growers.
Well, you can go to Ailey's out in Boardman. She has it.
Oh yeah, she's great.
She's great. So now we just
so
take
try it.
that beautiful beet, a little bit of those microgreens.
Now this is the only beet I'll ever eat. You got my word.
Crunchy, sweet, salty, umami, all the 5 senses are there.
It's way better than regular beets.
It is way better
This
than
is
regular.
way better. Why can't everybody do this?
I don't know.
It seems like you could do it at home though if you really want to.
Very easily done at home.
All right, this is on the the appetizer part of the menu?
This is on the appetizer, one of the small plates.
Get it? I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed. It's called Beet Carpaccio on the menu.
And
right?
Pinot Noir would go really, really well with this.
Good stuff. Bistro 1907 right here in downtown Youngstown. Get here. I promise you, you will enjoy it. Thank you, Chef Mark.
Thank you, brother.
Good
I'll
job
see you
today.
soon, Mike.
Once again, Mark Antonetta, you have done it. You have made me a believer. All right, when we come back, more of Valley Spotlight on the other side, including a trip to a bowling alley that really, really has some history behind it. Stick around. Be right back.
Budapest Cafe, home of Uncle Nick's Greek fried chicken.
Sunrise Inn, home of award-winning pizza.
Weston, Maine.
Come check out our poutine.
Mocha House Cafe and Eatery.
The famous California cheesecake.
Charbonnet's Wine on the River, famous for our great wine and our charcuterie.
Jack's Steakhouse, famous for our cowboy ribeye.
Modern Methods, famous for our craft beer. Cheers to downtown Warren.
Welcome back to Valley Spotlight. This episode is dedicated to all of our #1 stories, and you are the ones that made them that way because they are the top viewed stories. A few months ago, we got news that Thornton Hall in Sharon, Pennsylvania was up for sale, but that doesn't mean that the legacy is up for sale. So we're going to take you back to Thornton Hall and introduce you to the Scott brothers.
It started out 22 lanes on that side, 1949. Then it was so popular, in 1961, they added this side because demand was so high that there was not enough lanes.
A few things have changed since the 1960s, but at Thornton Hall, the best part is the fact that it still feels the same. It still looks the same, and it's because the same family knows the value of staying in their lane for the sake of their community.
Individuals have enjoyed this place from the time they were young all the way up through till the time they were old. At one time, the neighborhood here was baffled by the appearance of this building to begin with.
Michael, David, and John Scott continue to work together just as their parents did.
I would say like brothers, but it's probably better than that. How could you spend all this time with the same people?
And they continue to baffle the bowling world by keeping old world traditions alive. At Thornton Hall, the game is still scored by hand, and the leagues still roll in and the strikes still hang in the air. It's how their family legacy lives on every time they open their doors.
Well, whatever size family they have, and that's our favorite thing, entertaining families.
It's love. That's what it is. It's love. I mean, we love this place. Our dads built this, and we're proud of it, and we maintain it. And it's an old school venue that is becoming rare, becoming very rare.
And take it from the guys who know a thing or two about striving for strikes and keeping the spirit of bowling alive for generations to come. Sometimes it's just about doing it and having the confidence to roll with the best of them.
All you need to do is take the shoes off you wore here and put on a pair of bowling shoes, and nothing else is required. So it's a very simple game to enter into, and if you're concerned about how well you look compared to other people, just remember that they feel the same way about themselves.
And hopefully you've had a chance to experience Thornton Hall. There just aren't places like that around anymore, but we don't blame them. We all know that this COVID-19 pandemic has been difficult on so many of us, to say the least, so we wish The entire Scott family, every single one of you guys, all the best of luck. And who knows, maybe Thornton Hall will make a comeback at some point in 2021. So from one sport, bowling, to another one, golfing, which Mike and I, you all know that we love that one. And we also love this family for so many reasons. So Mike, I'll let you take it from here.
All right, Lauren, thank you very much. Time now for an inspirational story. You never really know the hand that life is going to deal with you, and it's your job to kind of do the best you can. And that's the case for the Pardolino family in the Hubbard-Coitesville area. Their son, Michael, what a fantastic kid he is. You're going to learn his story now, and you'll see why the fundraiser they ended up doing was such a great success. So here we go.
If you didn't know better, little Michael Pardolino looks like any other 6-year-old. He likes golf.
A driver is my favorite.
He has music and piano lessons every week.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. And you play it or just sing it?
Play it.
You're playing it.
And sing it too.
Well, that's pretty good.
And he just had his 6th birthday party when he got some cool presents.
A dinosaur that goes in the microwave.
Come on, really? You don't eat it though, do you?
Nuh-uh.
Okay.
That's the toy that we snuggle with.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Goes in the microwave.
When you do notice things are a little more challenging for Michael, it's because he walks with a cane because of his eyesight.
Do you like that cane or do you not like it?
Yes.
You do like it?
I do. It's my new cane.
Yeah? What?
And then when we hold it, it's this.
It extends out, right?
But Michael wasn't born this way.
Absolutely, was meeting all his developmental targets as he should have. No issues, just a normal kid doing his thing.
Then last year, things began to change and Mom and Dad noticed.
February of 19 started, all of a sudden I watched him, he was walking around with his head in the air like he was looking up. But that's how he was seeing people.
That began a string of trips to doctors and hospitals all over Ohio. Finally, they found out what was wrong.
March 16th is when Tom and I went to meet with the geneticist and we were given the diagnosis.
And that diagnosis was Batten disease, a condition so rare, only 400 families in the United States are dealing with it, and only 14,000 in the world.
45 minutes we spent with the doctor, but the conversation took all of 1 minute to say, there's no treatment, there's no cure, there's nothing we can do, and it's 100% fatal.
In Michael's case, it started with his vision.
What do you see when you look? Can you see shapes or light or what?
The ground.
You can see the ground pretty good? Can you run?
Yes, pretty fast.
Really?
Since then, it's progressed to some hallucinations when he sleeps and short-term memory loss, which will eventually lead to dementia.
It really puts life into perspective, you know. The fact that he didn't put his shoes away and I got to trip over him is no longer important.
It's true.
And so we have a fabulous support group around us of friends and family. But it's hard to try to keep a normal day for a 6-year-old knowing what we know.
Michael actually does a pretty good job to manage what he goes through, but there are some hurdles along the way.
So he's frustrated and I get it, you know, it's difficult. And the eye doctor actually said to me that he was in awe of him to imagine, of course at the time he was 5, he said, imagine a 5-year-old and what he goes through to get through the day. And never once, Mike, did he ever say to Tom or I, something's wrong, I can't see, it's different, he's just adapted as kids do, but it's pretty amazing that he did and could function and do all these things, and we didn't know what was going on.
Yes, it goes like this, so you can see which way.
All right.
Michael keeps plugging along, But for the adults in his life, it's more difficult. They can't really help, and it's heartbreaking to sit and watch. There is the possibility of a study he could take part in the future, but no one knows when. In the meantime, there is a golf outing fundraiser coming up at his dad's course, Pardo's Golf and Learning Center.
You know, I don't want any other family to go through what we're going through. So to get the word out for people, it's huge. And then of course, just the overwhelming support and feedback we've gotten. Just kind of knowing that many people care, you know, for him, for us. People we don't know, but, you know, just, it restores your faith in humanity, especially in the craziness that we're living in today. It's hard, but we get through. We have to. He's 6, he doesn't know anything is going on other than the fact that he knows he struggles to see.
Wasn't he great? And that fundraiser, the big golf outing they did, ended up being so big that they had to bring in people. They had people donating music and all sorts of great stuff. All thanks to you folks that watched that story. So great job, Valley Spotlight fans. You really made a difference in that house and the rest of the local community. All right, when we come back and visit with the boss lady about doing some cleaning at home, the floor is next after this break.
And it really all started with salt, with Himalayan sea salt. That's where it all started because of a patient who came in and told me about the benefits of salt therapy, which is inhaling Himalayan sea salt, an aerosolized Himalayan sea salt. And I found that my patients were having fantastic results using salt therapy, and I wanted to know how could I incorporate the Himalayan sea salt into products that would benefit the sinuses and the skin. And that's where Salt Me was born.
Welcome back to Valley Spotlight Extreme Home Edition. I took it on the road. I'm at the Grand Cigar Lounge and Store here at the Grand Resort. And don't forget, some really good beer and wing specials, or if you're just watching football, you can do it here at the hotel in Warren. All right, time to visit with the boss lady and some household hints and hacks on how to mop. There are different kinds of mops, good for different kinds of floors, and Jamie has it all for us right now. Hey there, another episode of Household Hints and Hacks with the boss lady. Jamie is here. We're at Ken's house.
Yeah.
Ken has a few dogs.
Yeah.
He also has a bird.
Yes.
Which you may hear in the background as we go along. Hopefully it won't be too distracting today. We were talking about this. This is the fall. Starts to rain, finally. Things get muddy outside. Things and people and animals track in dirt and mud. And then Kenny has, how many different types of surfaces in this house?
Gosh, at least 4.
He's got tile and laminate and all sorts of great things, which is great if you have a pet, but it's kind of hard to clean too because of these grooves in the grout and things like that.
Yeah.
So we're going to give you some tips today on how to handle that, starting with a couple of your items here.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, what do you have there?
This is just a flat mop, which I really like for a lot of reasons. One is that these pads, I can change them out between every house.
Okay.
So you're not dragging dirt from one house to another house, no cross-contamination, things like that. Another thing is because we can wring it out here, and that means depending on the type of flooring you have, like laminate flooring, you can't get it very wet and things like that. And so the ability to wring it out better or less, it helps with the floor. You know, if you've got a grimy tile, you want it wet, you want to be able to scrub it. If you're going over laminate, you can be real dry. And then we use the pH neutral floor cleaner in there, which is great because it's good on any surface.
All surfaces.
All
right?
surfaces.
Yeah. Does that cool bucket come with the mop?
Yes.
Who makes that? Any idea?
It's on Amazon. It's called Oshang.
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 O-S-H-A-N-G.
There's a lot of different
That's a
versions
fun
on
product.
there too.
Yeah. And then we talked about this steamer. Is this a Shark?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. Okay. I'm kind of familiar with this, but tell me kind of what it does.
I love the steam mop because it's great for tile. You just want to make sure that you use distilled water in it. You do not want to use tap water.
Okay.
Because of the different minerals and things in there, it'll actually clog it up and it'll actually like not make your floor look as good.
Okay.
So distilled water, and it's great for tile, getting up grime, getting in between all of this grout, and it does the hard work.
Okay, let's say it doesn't come out of the grooves, and obviously that happens sometimes. What do you do then?
I have a grout brush or any kind of, little scrub brush. Get in there, scrub it up. This is a darker grout, but lighter grout, there's also a tile brightener that you can use. And I've gone around and done that at different houses.
All right, if you'd like to get a hold of the Boss Ladies Cleaning, she's got quite the crew. They have clients from Cortland all the way down to Leetonia and everywhere in between. We happen to be in Youngstown today. Thank you, Ken, for letting us use this house. Also, give them the information in case they want to get a hold of you guys.
You could call us at 330-507-3630, or you can find us on Facebook.
Yeah, and don't forget to just leave her a message if she doesn't pick up, because she's working her tail off, especially during this time of year. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Jamie with Household Hints and Hacks.
Well, thank you very, very much, Mike. We all know that those mops, sometimes they get the best of you. Well, Kelly Warren and I, we roller skated this past year in 2020. And I'm not sure if we'll ever be able to do it again, because this story, probably one of our #1 stories on Home Advantage, because unfortunately the property, well, it burned down just a couple of days after we did this story. But Kelly and I, we really enjoyed our chance to go roller skating. Rolling with my homies. Oh, Cal, Home Advantage on location.
Not just for homes.
This is an interesting setup we're doing today, huh?
Yes.
We are roller skating.
We're like grannies.
Right, but that we have our walkers. Safety first on this show. I know everybody's very nervous.
Well, we haven't roller skated for 20 years, so in our defense.
At least. And I figure skated my entire life. And for the record, this is nothing like figure skating. This is difficult. Difficult to do, but fun to do, especially for the kids. And a great property that is for sale. You could buy all the fun.
Yes. This is the Champion Roller Rink, and this is the last remaining roller skating rink in Trumbull County.
See?
So,
yes. You should get it while you can. So when you're listing properties like this, obviously it's not a home. So when we're looking at buyers, they're looking at a million other things that people that are searching for their ideal place to live, some of those things are not on the list at a roller rink, right? So how does that differentiate who the buyer is and what you're looking for and what they have to be, paying attention to if they think that they want this?
Sure.
Because a lot of people could say they want it, but getting it is very different.
Yeah. So we do commercial properties as well as residential. And with the commercial properties, you need a little bit of money down or collateral or business plans. You need something for the bank to say, yes, I'm going to loan those people some money. And so to do that, you would want to talk to a commercial lender, and then you'd also want to talk to us, and we can let you know if the property that we have listed is a good fit for you, or we could help you find one that is.
Wow. So with something like this, is everything included? Everything that you see here, all the slides and the video games, the tables, the chairs, is it all included, or just something you have to decide?
So we're selling this 2 different ways. We're selling it one as the entire business, the Champion Roller Rink,
I'm roll
with
away
the
from
parking
you.
lot.
Keep rolling. Sorry about that.
The equipment, the arcades, the skates, everything, the food services, all of it. Or we're selling just the building as a shell, and it comes with multiple parcels, and it comes with a second business building, and you've basically almost got the whole corner there of Mahoning Avenue and the next street there, so you've got the whole corner in Champion.
Yeah, this is a huge piece of property, and look, people are already filing in. It's open skate night, so we should probably get out of their way, so that way they can have some real fun.
We'll have to hobble away on our skates.
Right, very, very slowly. How can people get a hold of you? Anybody that wants to have any questions about this and so many of the great properties we share on the show?
Anything real estate related, you can give us a call or a text at 330-717-2689, or visit us online at kellysoldit.com.
Easy to do, not as easy to skate away. Come on, Cal. See you later, everybody. And just a reminder, unfortunately, that roller skating rink didn't bode so well. We all know that it did burned down just a couple of days later, but we're still very thankful for our partnership with Kelly Warren and her entire team. So we hope that they have a great 2021, as we hope the same for you. One of our favorite memories was when the big cup on Lulu Beans Cafe went up. And the story behind that cafe and the people who built it, well, it's near and dear to our hearts and also one of our top-rated stories.
Oftentimes, what you see is what you get. But with Lulu Beans Cafe in Sharon, Pennsylvania, that simply is not the case. What you see is just the tip of the coffee cup, so to speak.
So it took about 6 months for me to come up with a name for this place because we kept going back and forth, and I wanted to use beans in the names. I thought with coffee beans and green beans, you know, kind of fit. So joking around, we had a dog named Lulu, and said, well, we agreed on that, so why don't we just call it Lulu Beans? And it was kind of a joke, but then it was like, oh, well, actually that sounds kind of fun. And we wanted something fun and light, so that's kind of how it happened.
Lulu Beans Cafe is a labor of love between two people who found love and then realized their love for bringing life back to Sharon, PA.
There's just an energy in Sharon, and we just really love it here. And we both had a passion for older buildings, and that's kind of what we were doing. And we love coffee. Our first date was at a coffee shop, and we both love really good food. You know, I've been in the restaurant business since I was 17, you know, on and off through the years. And we just wanted to bring something else to Sharon that was, you know, kind of bright and fun and lively and had good food and good coffee. You know, there's not a lot of places these days to eat really healthy, you know, in the whole area, really. So we wanted a place where, you know, I'm gluten-free, dairy-free, and to have some place we could offer that kind of food to. But you know, a lot of people don't think that tastes very good. So we wanted to say, yeah, it does. Like, this is good, this is healthy, and, you know, so creating that in a good environment or a fun environment was really the goal.
The building, the menu, the coffee, all of it speaks to Jen Krasowski's vision and strength. As she and her fiance Jim Landino were opening Lulu Beans Cafe, they received news no one wants to hear.
Well, I was diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer, pretty aggressive one. Started chemotherapy last May 5th. Went through and finished up with radiation like the 22nd of January this year, I think. So it was about, you know, 3 months after we opened the restaurant.
A fight with cancer proved to be the perfect outlet for Jen and Jim. That creative outlet, that part of Jen, is the part of Lulu Beans Cafe that ticks. It's part of her life and her menu in a big way.
It's been a tough road, and eating healthy is a huge part of getting through illnesses and of all kinds, especially cancers. So it was very important, and you know, having Lulu Beans was, you know, definitely a huge help in the progression and everything that I went through with that. So.
And to know Lulu Beans Cafe is to know that innovation exists and that strength and creativity goes right down to the plate, which is quite perfect thanks to Steelite International.
There's a lot of details when opening a restaurant to think about, and plating is definitely one. When we have stairs here, we have a split level, which is pretty uncommon in a restaurant for, you know, for multiple reasons, but it was a cool building. We thought it was worth giving it a shot, so I wanted something that was lightweight for the kids to carry up and down the stairs, and you know, something that still looked really nice. And there's not a lot of melamine out there that, you know, doesn't kind of look like something you put on your patio. So when I found these plates through Steelite, I was extremely excited because, you know, we also collect pottery and love potters, but it looks like it. A lot of people think it is, and I tell them it's melamine, and they're completely shocked.
So enjoy Lulu Beans Cafe, and when you walk in the door, know that it's more than just a perfectly plated experience.
I had someone say that when they're having a bad day, they know they can come here and get something that they don't feel guilty about eating and get their spirits brightened by, you know, the color and the art and our staff and the food. So that's probably my, you know, favorite thing that I have heard. So yeah.
And it's pretty hard to miss that giant teacup at the top of the building, but if you're wondering where it is, it's right there on East State Street, right in downtown Sharon, Pennsylvania. Big thank you always to Jen and to Jim. We couldn't have made this show happen without a lot of their support early when we all got together and started working as a team. So a big personal thank you from me to them for making that possible. Stay with us. We'll have more Valley Spotlight in just a moment.
Papa Canzonetta's peppers, recipe established in 1975. A family secret is now yours to share with the people who add spice to your life. Choose from mild and hot versions, plus our famous original blend too. They're the perfect punch for any dish, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We've got the recipes to prove it. Just follow us on Facebook, order online at papacans.com and pick your peck. papacans.com, order 6 jars or more and qualify for free shipping. We like it hot. We're glad you do too.
Salt Me is a company that produces products that are made out of Himalayan sea salt. I have a love affair with Himalayan sea salt. And as an ear, nose, and throat doctor, the most important thing for me is that the products are going to be effective and that they're going to be safe for patients. So I make products that help sinus conditions, and I make products that are going to be good for the skin and good for the body. And all of them are made of Himalayan sea salt.
Welcome back to Valley Spotlight here at the Grand Resort today. I'm Mike Case, and I'm enjoying this episode because these are all programs and different stories that you folks have wanted to see, and they're most popular segments we've ever run on Valley Spotlight, including this one. Now, we all see them at the games, we all see the mascots, but we never know really who's inside. So we had our chance for the Hubbard Eagle mascot to take off the head and visit with us a little bit on what makes him one of the best in the entire country. And we'll find out more if you've forgotten about the competition he's in and maybe his goals for his life ahead.
If you're from Hubbard, or maybe even your school is in the Northeast 8 Conference, chances are you've seen the Hubbard Eagle. Now meet the man under the mask, who's taking flight in his community and around the area.
We're in Boardman, Austintown, I'll be in Hermitage tonight. You know, we're doing all these different, events where you're proud to have, the Hubbard Eagle at your school.
But it wasn't always this way.
So coming into my 8th grade year, we had no one to do the Eagle. So we started my 8th grade year with no Eagle. Our home opener game, we actually had no one who wanted to do it, and I offered to be our Eagle. Our band director realized, hey, you guys aren't really up for it. We're gonna bring in this 8th grader who actually has a passion and asked about it before.
Getting the job was one thing, changing the perception is another.
When we started with, my generation of the Eagle, I wanted to provide something for the whole community and something for every sport team that we have. I really wanted to bring a character to the table because before it was just, the Eagle. He kind of walked around. It wasn't even really a Hubbard Eagle because he didn't have a jersey. He didn't have any outfits, any of that cool stuff that we try to provide for him now.
And it's safe to say the perception has now been changed.
The other students from 8th grade year, it was more of a kick in the face to me when I first started.
Why is that? Because
it was an 8th grader doing it. It was the school mask, the stereotypical loser type, scenario. And then my 8th grade year, we cleaned him up, we got him a jersey, we got him ready. He started going to these events, and now this year I have, a student section backing me up.
Isaac worked with his athletic director to create a whole new costume for the Eagle. And when he changes into that, Isaac changes too.
I truly believe that when that head is on, I'm a completely different person. You do not see the Hubbard Eagle walking around the school when I don't have it on. Actually, there's some dance moves where I can't even get myself to do when I don't have it on.
Oh, there are plenty of dance moves, all right.
The Eagle does the worm. We try to limit the times that I do it because it's supposed to be something special. We have the tail wag, which is like the Eagle just kind of turns his body around and he shakes his tail, and it just kind of goes back and forth like a hummingbird or something like that. And then, he has, the occasional belly shake. He shakes his belly up and down, and that gets everyone laughing.
He even took a little time out of his busy routine to teach me a dance called the floss. There's something about this soccer player, band member, and drama club star that makes you want to join in.
Oh, Eagle, you're the best.
The crowd is laughing, and now Isaac gets the last laugh. The Eagle gets to fly to Disney in May and be one of only 4 in the country at a national mascot competition.
Oh my gosh, I'm thrilled. Like, I can't even believe this is actually happening. Like, last year, I wouldn't have even thought that this was possible. I didn't even think I'd be able to run out with the football team this year. Like, so just taking those big steps to first not even having like a jersey for the Eagle to wear, getting kicked down on bleachers, stuff like that, to now the city embracing me, and now possibly getting an award to be top mascot in the country. It's just outstanding. I actually had a kid who went up in another basketball player's face because, you know, you looked at our Eagle the wrong way. So like now we actually have support behind it because it's a pride in the school.
What an awesome kid. I hope he's Brutus the Buckeye someday or anywhere else. Whatever he chooses, that guy is going to be spectacular. All the things he's done for that school and that program, just spectacular. And anytime you can get me to learn how to floss or dance on TV, you're doing such a good job. All right, Lauren is a great dancer. I've seen her dance many times and people are still talking about it. Not always in a good way, but they are. Let's send it over to her and see what she has going on.
I think that mascot is the reason why Fred and I moved to Hubbard, Mike. What do you think? Well, many years ago, my goodness, this makes me feel old, but we had the chance to start this show in the back conference room of a place called Backyard Buddy. It's a car lift company. They have just been sold to a big, huge, giant company called Advantage Lifts, but these people and this office and what they built there, well, it most certainly made this team one made of steel.
We've been in business for 30 years making these lifts, and we only get bigger and better.
Backyard Buddy is as American as it gets. This high-end car lift company, headquartered in Warren, Ohio, has stood the test of time.
Well, I mean, Northeast Ohio as a whole gets a bad rap because of all the steel industries, all the manufacturers that have come and gone through the years. And being a smaller business, it's very prideful that we've managed to make it through and still going strong.
As strong as the North American steel used to make these lifts, Matt Patrick is head of sales. The connection he has to the product he sells runs deep.
I'm very proud to work at Backyard Buddy. I'm very proud to represent an American-made product. A lot of companies in this country import everything, and basically it's a buy-sell. We actually manufacture. I'm very proud to represent a company that does manufacture in this country, not only manufacture in this country, but use all domestic material for manufacturing. It means a lot to me. My wife is a veteran of the United States Army, so being USA made is very important to us and our family.
And speaking of family, the people who work here every day value each other like family. Cindy Workman plays the role of mother in this place.
We're a family here. We all, work together to accomplish the same goal, and I think everybody really enjoys coming here because of the work environment and the product that we're producing.
As the director of operations, she oversees every aspect of this company, making sure its integrity is never compromised.
We pride ourselves on researching the vendors that we receive our steel, our tube, all of the components that go into the lift that are all American-based companies using and manufacturing American parts for us to put in our American-made lifts.
This sense of pride resonates within the Backyard Buddy fabricating facility. For Brandon Scott, this is more than just a job. It has been a path to professional and personal success.
When I first started, I was a laborer out here, and I transitioned just about every spot out here before I moved up front. So, providing for my family as I move up, is a big part of it.
11 years later, he is now an expert in his field and has transitioned into selling Backyard Buddy lifts.
I think a good salesperson has to know everything about the product. That way you can answer just about every question a customer may have.
Paul Lindac has spent the last 21 years working his way up to foreman. He too credits the success of this company to sticking to the highest of standards. American standards.
American-made product by American people with American everything. So that's what should be special.
Everything about our product is American-made, from the steel down to every little nut and bolt. So, everything that's involved is, right here in the USA. So it's a nice process the way it is. And we have a pretty good thing going here. And the fact that we're American-made actually, I think, is probably the main thing that's kept us in business for 30 years.
And when it comes to the next generation, the life lessons learned in places like Backyard Buddy will only make them stronger.
Coming up for me, both my parents worked. Like you said, that's a big part of the American, tradition. So that work ethic was instilled in me. So hopefully I can also roll that over to my 3 sons. That way, they have that same work ethic that I had and that my parents had. And hopefully they can become good men.
And like I said, Cindy and Brandon and that entire team and our team for Valley Spotlight, we worked in one of their back offices. It was like an 8x8 room. Fred, what do you think? It was so small. It was so small. There were like so many of us. We didn't care. We were having the time of our lives. And we continue to do that, sharing great stories around the Valley. So if you have any, please send them to us. Mike and I cannot wait to tell more good news in 2021. Mike, I'm not alone when I say that, right? So I'll send it over to you at home as we continue to socially distance ourselves. So take it away, buddy. I can't wait to give you a hug when I can.
Yep, that'll about do it for this episode of Valley Spotlight. We want to thank everybody for watching. We'll get back to the new episode soon. Don't forget to watch us on all our platforms. When I was growing up in Northeast Ohio, we had Lawson's. They're gone, but not forgotten for a couple reasons. You can still buy the chip dip, and if you haven't gotten it, I think it's at the Circle K gas stations. You need to get it and remember how wonderful it was. And Big O orange juice. That's your retromercial for the week. Hope you enjoyed today's program. We'll see you next time on Valley Spotlight. Bye-bye.
This is the story of a tank truck express they call the Big O. She hauls Lawson's fresh squeezed orange juice non-stop from Florida. Roll on, Big O. Get that juice up to Lawson's in 40 hours. Now the oranges ripen in the Florida sun. Sweet on the tree they stay. Then they pick them and they squeeze just as quick as you please. And the Big O leaves the same day. Roll on, Big O. Get that juice up to Lawson's in 40 hours. Now one man sleeps while the other man drives on the non-stop Lawson run. And the cold juice in the tank truck caboose stays as fresh as the Florida sun. Roll on, Big O. Get that juice up to Lawson's in 40 hours. Get that juice up to Lawson's in 40 hours. Get that juice up to Lawson's in 40 hours.
If you like this video, subscribe to Valley Spotlight on YouTube and be sure to click on the notifications bell so you know when we've got some new stuff. You also can like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and subscribe to us on Vimeo or our Roku channel.